What would you do if your life savings turned up out of nowhere? I'd say, all things considered, that would be a pretty good day. From the winning lottery ticket found in the trash to a family who found nearly $1 million in cash stuffed into bags on the side of the road, here are 15 super lucky people who looked in the right place. Number 15. Winning lottery ticket. Have you ever been on the brink of poverty? On July the 27th, 2013, an everyday, ordinary Massachusetts couple almost threw away a $1 million lottery ticket. With a wedding, a funeral, and a new grandchild on the way, the financial pressures were mounting up on this humble duo. Getting through the struggles of life, Joanne had sent her husband Joseph out to get the daily groceries and weekly lottery tickets after they were forced to cancel their vacation because their refrigerator broke. Things were not looking the best for Joanne and Joseph. Thankfully, the couple remembered they had inadvertently disposed of their ticket. "Where are the lottery tickets?" Joanne said, to which Joseph replied, "What lottery tickets?"
Before going in, my husband said to me, where are the lottery tickets?
Then, upon remembering the fabled lottery tickets, he said, "Oh my gosh, I think I must have thrown them away." Then, Joseph went through the arduous process of digging it out of the trash and scratched the ticket. In disbelief, he ran into the bedroom and woke Joanne up. He said Joanne looked at it and said, "Oh my god, wow." Joanne and Joseph had hit the jackpot. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Now, it's time for the star topic. Imagine being told an office has gone into remission and all the staff have left. Imagine being told that you've been hired to clear out their offices of all the junk left behind so the new people who've leased the building can move in. Imagine going through the piles upon piles of boxes thinking they're just full of junk and then finding this colossal stash of cash. Well, that's exactly what happened to Jane Garraway. We don't know about you, but we are insanely jealous. Excuse me while I quit my job and get a new one working with her because she has all the luck.
Comment down below with the hashtag star topic and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. How about hey?
Number 14. A family found nearly $1 million in cash stuffed into sacks in the middle of a road. Sometimes people are able to turn even the mundane into a wonderful journey, which is something that many of us would do well to learn. That was the case with a family in Virginia who were going for a leisurely cruise from dealing with the intentions of getting some fresh air from being cooped up for far too long. The car in front swerved out of the way of what appeared to be trash that was in the middle of the road. Considering it a hazard to the public, they picked it up with the intention of disposing it. So they ran over to the bag. Instead of leaving the trash in the road, they stopped, picked it up, and threw it in the back of the truck.
You do the right thing and return it because it doesn't belong to us.
Before leaving the site, they also saw another bag in a ditch nearby and, going the extra mile, decided to dispose of that also, thinking themselves harmless and humble good Samaritans. Almost disposing of the bags, they noticed that the bags were full of mail and, upon further investigation and to their disbelief, was stacks of cash money. When you're just trying to chill out and spend some quality family time, but the cash money made it rain. Number 13. Pablo Escobar. Money hidden in wall found in drug lord's house. As the richest gangster of all time, Pablo Escobar's net worth is estimated to have been $30 billion at his peak, and that's the fortune that is accounted for to some degree. Pablo Escobar hid it everywhere, including his own homes, due to the amount of money coming in that had no place else to go. Pablo Escobar died in 1993 at a shootout, a rough way to go for the 7th richest man in the world at the time. Yikes.
Le mintió al país cuando dijo que no había recibido cheques personales del señor Evaristo Porras.
One of the nephews of the infamous drug lord Pablo Escobar reported that he found a plastic bag in a wall. Why he was searching through the walls of the house, we can only guess. Alas, inside the bag was $18 million in hard cash. Nicolas Escobar said that he had a vision which indicated where Nicolas should look for the cash in the apartment in which he lives. Nicolas then said that he had found Pablo's cash in various other houses that Pablo would use to stow cash and escape capture. Number 12. Man searching for a lost hammer accidentally uncovers an ancient treasure. Sometimes old hammers break, sometimes they make incredible items, and sometimes they just get lost. Regardless, hammers have a utility, but what they're used for doesn't always align with what they're made for. Helping a farmer friend to find a missing hammer in the Hoxton village near Suffolk in England, Eric Laws offered to help because he had a trusty metal detector, although I don't know many people with metal detectors myself. Eric put his reliable metal detector to work, and lo and behold, one of the most incredible archaeological, historical, and accidental discoveries in all of Europe was stumbled upon. He originally thought he had found his farmer friend's missing hammer, so Eric dug into the soil. Why you would need to dig to find a lost hammer, I'm not sure, but Eric was prepared. He felt a coin, and another, and then another. By the time he was done, he had filled 2 bags with coins and spoons for all history to appreciate. Next time you lose something in your backyard, be prepared. Take a metal detector and spade, and maybe sweet fortune will smile upon you too. Number 11. Man finds rare copy of Declaration in a flea market. In 1999, a Philadelphia financial analyst found an old painting which had a depiction of a country scene on it. For a meager $4 at a flea market in Adamstown, Pennsylvania, he purchased it because he had an appreciation for the frame that the old painting was framed in. After purchasing the painting and frame, the Philadelphia financial analyst was investigating a rip in the canvas. Unfortunately, the frame fell apart on him when he attempted to detach the rip from the painting. As the frame fell apart, what was uncovered was a folded document, hidden and kept safe. It appeared to be the Declaration of Independence, a very rare and valuable document. Not only that, it was a rare original Dunlap broadside, one of the 500 official copies of the first printing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776.
It was a good size Declaration, and I like the, kind of beat up way it looked.
Only 23 similar copies were known of before this find, and only 2 of those were privately owned. What a find. Number 10. Shares in Coca-Cola. Imagine finding the keys to one of the largest beverage icons of the modern age. What would you do if you stumbled upon a certificate of ownership to Coca-Cola Company, 1,625 shares of the Palmer Union Oil Company, the company that existed before merging multiple times into Coca-Cola Company? This is what happened to a California family who claims that they were owed up to $130 million in stocks with Coca-Cola Company after their father had bought the ancient stock for $5 back in 2008.
2008, and he purchased a box.
The father, whose name is Tony Marone, having done his own research on the authenticity of the antique stock and believing himself to be on the right side of the law, spent his remaining years battling for the redemption of these shareholdings, with his family taking on the mantle, doing all they could to secure their fair share. Would you battle in court to redeem the fortune of a lifetime? Regardless of the outcome, to have a chance at a fortune from a rogue purchase at a garage sale is just astounding. Number 9. A figurine ordered by Nicholas II. The last Romanov Tsar of Russia, Nicholas II, who passed away in 1917. A quiet couple from New York were clearing their house, removing old junk stored in their attic when they stumbled upon an intact figurine doll which seemed very old and valuable, which was later found to be known to be stored there for at least 70 years. After some deliberation, they made up their minds and went to find out the value of the figurine doll. It turns out that the figurine doll was in fact Nikolai II Alexandrovich Romanov. This antique figurine was produced by the Fabergé jewelry firm for the last Tsar of Russia. Reports indicate that the delicate and extremely rare model, of which it is alleged that there are only 50 in existence, is an artifact of a past age. Do you think anyone would make 50 replications of you to be passed down the generations? The value is priceless, yet it sold at an auction for $5.2 million. A hefty sum for cleaning out an attic, wouldn't you agree? Number 8. The greatest good luck charm ever. A very fortunate fisherman, unfortunate enough to have an anchor stuck in the seabed, comes up with a pearl of unfathomable value for a humble fisherman. The largest in the world. Imagine that. The fisherman was in a storm and so threw his anchor down, and not being able to pull it back up due to it being stuck, he discerned that it was lodged on a shell of all things. Swimming down with the intention of pulling up the anchor and the shell that was giving him hell, both objects were extremely heavy, but he was able to get them out of the water and into his boat with great effort. Not knowing the value, he slept with it in his home hidden under his bed as a good luck charm of all things. Then, one day, another unfortunate event occurred where there was a fire in his house that made him move out. During the process, he showed his shell to a tourism officer down in Puerto Princesa. Stunned, this world record pearl was valued at $100 million. I'd say he's feeling mighty pearly right about now. Number 7. $2 photo of Billy the Kid found in junk store could be worth $5 million. A stroke of fate may lead you towards wonderful and great escapades. Sometimes the most wonderful things are found looking like the least wonderful things. Randy Guijarro, a man who describes himself as a United States history enthusiast, was in a junk shop in Fresno, California in 2010 when he purchased 3 old photos. Later on, when studying them more closely, Guijarro discovered he may be holding a very important 19th century historical relic.
They were just 2 cardboard boxes about this long, like about that.
He purchased the 3 old photographs for a meager $2, and when realizing the identification of the character in the portrait, he found that he was holding onto a portrait of the one and only Wild West legend, Billy the Kid, who was an Irish-American outlaw and skilled gunfighter of the American Old West, who was able to kill 8 men before he was shot and killed at the age of 21. Now valued at $5 million, the image shows Billy the Kid, whose real name is Henry McCarty, playing croquet with his New Mexico gang known as the Regulators, according to experts of the firm selling the precious historical artifact. Number 6. Giant Uncle Sam diamond found in Arkansas. Good old Uncle Sam's done it again. At least that's what his fellow diamond miners called Wesley Ole Basham when he spotted a massive stone in the dirt and called out to his lads, "There's a big one coming!" Little did they know that a fortune of incredible value had been uncovered. His title, Uncle Sam, was bestowed upon him after the discovery led to the largest diamond ever discovered on American soil, weighing in at a titanic 40.23 carats. It was so large it had to be cut twice. Its emerald cut bringing it down to 12 carats. Worth millions of dollars by today's standards in its full weight, Uncle Sam found himself the fortune of a lifetime.
At every turn, this diamond has outperformed and exceeded everybody's expectations.
Pays to treat your elders with respect, just in case. Although, what's the price of love? Uncle Sam's discovery led to the namesake American Diamonds at what would become the crater of Diamond State Park in Arkansas. To this day, if a diamond is found in Arkansas, it's worth more than other diamonds simply for the historical appreciation of American diamonds. Number 5. Housewife discovers 250,000 pounds gold treasure. Dedication to a cause can cause a real good outcome in the end. It's just that getting to that end can sometimes seem miles away. With steadfastness and endurance, Mary Hannaby didn't have much reward searching her local beaches and fields for 7 years with her arguably trusty metal detector. After 7 years of searching, Mary Hannaby had only been able to find an old dental plate. On one of her regular 6-hour Sunday walks with her son, she stumbled upon a rare 15th century gold treasure.
It was the first dig of the afternoon. I just got the signal, shoved the shovel.
Certain she had found her fortune, Mary had it valued at over 250,000 euro. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing for Mary's husband to come home to? The gold treasure is considered to be a very high-quality reliquary or pendant. It appears to be a depiction of the Holy Trinity, causing massive celebration of such a wonderful and beautiful antique. Not only good for her pocket, but good for history also. The next time you go out walking, do you think you'll take a metal detector with you and see what relics you can dig up? I hear it's great exercise, and based on Mary's story, you never know what may cross your path. Number 4. $1.25 million board game painting. Have you ever thought to yourself, isn't it strange how some things just seem to work out? One sunny day in Indiana, an everyday employee of a tool and die company spent $30 to purchase himself some used furniture plus an old painting of some flowers. When he arrived at home with his new used goods, he positioned his flower painting on the wall to cover up a hole that had been frustrating him. Ironically, some years later, he was playing a board game which was named Masterpiece. In this game, players would bid on artwork at an auction to try to claim the prized art, which had incremental value. In a fascinating twist of fate, one of the playing cards had the very flower of the painting on his wall. After doing some research, he found that the style of art belonged to Martin Johnson Heed, an American still life artist who was known for landscapes and flower arrangements. Contacting the Kennedy Galleries in Manhattan, he had his painting, now named Magnolias on Gold Velvet Cloth, and valued at $125 million. Number 3. Lost Fabergé egg creates accidental millionaire. The blessing of a lifetime. The skill and value in this romantic Fabergé egg, which is made entirely of gold, is designed and crafted by Carl Fabergé in 1887. Being a gift to the Russian royal family, seized during the revolution and sold by the Soviets, and thought to have been lost, being last seen in 1902. Being just a scape metal dealer, the buyer bought it from an antique market stand and planned to melt the egg down to extract and sell the diamonds and sapphires to make an easy profit for a few $1,000s. Fortunately, buyers were not keen and believed he had paid too much.
Lifetime but 1,000 lifetimes, and he had found one.
The rarity of the egg still eluding all prospective buyers. After contacting Kieran McCarthy for valuation, it was sold for $30 million. $30 million! From a golden egg that was sitting in a kitchen for years now, it's made the previous owner wealthy beyond reason. What came first, the egg or the money? Does it matter if it makes you $30 million? Number 2. Rick Norsigian's Ansel Adams negatives. On Sentinel Rock at Yosemite National Park, many natural wonders are hewn out of granite. Picture this, a climber frozen in time on an overhanging cliff top as Ansel Hall, the park naturalist between 1920 and 1923. The natural environment looking as majestic now as it did back then. Mr. Rick Norsigian was browsing through a garage sale in Fresno, California, and stumbled upon incredible quality glass negatives hustling the seller down from an initial $75 to $45. Rick decided years later to hire an attorney to investigate their origins, believing them to be of incredible quality. Ansel Adams is dubbed the father of United States photography.
One serious photograph, and I really knew what I was doing.
His black and white images of the American West are featured on the greetings card and calendar industry. Yosemite National Park 1919 and 1937, taken by Ansel Adams. The attorney, Arnold Peter, stated that the pictures were not just valuable, they were Ansel Adams' early work, and at a rough guess, their value was estimated to be approximately $200 million in value. Take a picture, they said, it'll last longer. Number 1. Terry Horton's Jackson Pollock. Terry Horton was a retired long-haul truck driver who had a friend that needed some cheering up. Going to a local pawn shop, Terry stumbled upon a very large and ugly painting. She was able to hustle the price of the painting down from $8 to $5, saying, "I love my friend, but not that much," proceeding onwards to deliver the gift with smug glee. Taking the picture in her pickup truck to her friend, and upon delivery of her gift and rejection of it, saying to Terry, "All right, Terry, this is pretty ugly."
All right, Terry, this is really pretty ugly.
Terry took the painting home to store it, then later sell during a garage sale. A local art teacher alluded to the painting's author being Jackson Pollock.
Tell us, did you sell the painting? He said, "Yeah, I sold it."
Terry, not really knowing who that was, asked, "Who is Jackson Pollock?"
"Painting here." And I said, "Who
is Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock was notorious for never selling a painting for less than its worth. His first painting sold was sold at $8,000, for example, which is now worth $100 million. This painting is arguably worth $50 million. Do you think this is a Jackson Pollock painting? What did you think of our 15 super lucky people who looked in the right place list? Seems like time is money, so do you have any strange relics lying around that could hold intrinsic value? Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time!